Hello everybody, welcome to your Daily Pop. Today we are going to talk about the opening circle, protection ritual, lessons and simplification, and then raising winds, magical release, calling intention, stronghold. This morning when I woke up, I got up really early and I was just, scrolling on social media and doing some other things. And then I became tired after a few hours, so I went back for a little rest. And when I woke up, I was kind of like listless, and I wanted to create this like regenerative feeling and get excited about work and get up and get focused on it. So right away, I just heard just go outside, and I just went and I walked outside and I fed the birds and the animals outside, and I immediately felt better and I felt called to this deck because I love this. So an opening circle is really beginning a sacred ritual that we want with the universe, and the universe acknowledges the moment that we co-create this, right? Blesses us with protection. We begin to understand the roles that we all play in life, and we grow in appreciation for the lessons and joys that follow. For instance, I always feel better and renewed after I do a daily pop or any kind of reading for anybody, because it opens that portal of higher frequency, higher vibrational energy. I usually have wonderful stones or amulets or something that help enhance the altar as well. So it's one of those things where we need to kind of get our bearings before we take these steps. And then, we mark our moment with offerings, anointed water, and step into the kind of corner of our power. And usually it's simple is best, right? Outside, I love natural things like pine cones, acorns, pine needles, leaves, berries, all of those things. And funnily enough, this was something that was super close by me, an envelope of beautiful crystal hearts. There we go. That's sort of my offering, love and connection and healing and all of that. So I feel like it's a good way to start our day, a little ritual, and learning from the day before. Did we overcomplicate? Did we try to take in too much? Did we try to, or what were we also absorbing? Like, what were we watching on TV? What were we listening to? What were we looking on social media? And are we going off the deep end in any regard in any of those things? And should we lighten that up and spend more time in nature, contemplation, reading, creating, and relaxing? Because I know I sometimes have a hard balance in that. Once I go down that rabbit hole, I'm like, what is this person doing? What's that person doing? And, checking stuff out. And hours can go by, and so do the daylight hours that we could be enjoying, nature and things to that effect. But I also know sometimes we just like our day quiet away to shut in. But my one thing that I said I wanted to do for myself today was go outside and meditate and do some daily pops outside too, and utilize the beautiful sunshine out there. So whatever path you want to choose for this, simplicity really always works best. Don't try to get too much gear. I remember one time trying to take everything and the kitchen sink to the park and to the beach and to the woods when I was going to be working and doing reads, and I had such a super heavy satchel, and then I only ended up using what was at the beach and in the woods those times as well, the driftwood and the shells. So simple, which I love. And I like this too, raising the winds, magical release, calling intention, and stronghold. So what do you want? This is, what I decide what I want to release and unburden. So just ask the universe to remove it. And I think a healthy, fun kind of ritualistic way to do this too is you can write it down on paper, you can burn it outside, you can crumple it up and throw it away, I sometimes write on what I call cosmic paper. I just envision parchment and this big quill pen, and I write down whatever it is. And usually it's an excess of some kind, right? Excess scrolling, excess spending, whatever. And then I just see the scroll roll up and then kind of disintegrate. I'm glad the cat's deciding to jump up here and try to shake everything. So let me just hold that for you. So magical and spiritual aspects of weather too have always been wonderful to use too. I feel like wind, when I go out in the wind, I feel really refreshed, like it blows all the cobwebs off. Water, definitely, for nice emotional releases. storm, snow, ice. Yesterday was so amazing. We had this like crazy ice storm, and it collected on all the trees, the big pine trees in the back. And as the sun began to warm the trees, these huge ice fragments fell off, and it looked like diamonds were falling from the sky because the sunlight was coming out through them. And you know when you get that really blue-gray sky, and then you get that piercing sunlight through it, and everything seems like it's lit up and electric? That's what the ice clusters look like, and they were sparkling, and they were just flying through the sky and landing on the ground, and it looked like chunks of diamonds in the backyard because it was covered with like a crusty ice snow with some of the grass coming through. It was amazing looking. It just looked like this natural phenomenon, and that's, you know, sort of this beautiful magical release that when I was watching that, I was just sort of picturing any troubles or whatever just falling away, like I was a tree just falling off and hitting the ground and being released and lightening the load. Everything I feel that benefits us is lighter, simpler, straighter, you know, in a more straight line, because we have so many choices in the world that it's so easy to overcomplicate or fill our bag with all of this stuff. But then that kind of breeds to inertia because we feel like, oh my God, it's stifling, it's too much. It's almost like if you walk into just say you bought a new house and it needs all kinds of repair work. If you were trying to tackle every little bit of repair work from the bathroom to the roof to the fencing and everything at once, it would overwhelm. So this is where we just focus on one thing, focus on one simple thing today. What's something you'd like to do? Would you like to look after yourself nutritionally? I just bought some mushroom coffee. I was kind of excited about the whole prospect of it, and I'll let you guys know, how it goes, because I definitely believe in the Eastern practices and mushrooms for thinking, for healing, and all of that. That was one of the things that I want to focus on today. More things that enrich the brain power too, because I know that the longer I focus on something, the better follow through and results I have. So I was looking into some holistic approaches to that. Also, what if there's something else in terms of you just want to declutter, getting rid of things, you want to simplify your wardrobe, simplify your weekly plan. I love the idea of laying out, what you're wearing the night before, getting things ready. Throwing out old makeup or old makeup brushes every 6 months. I chuck everything that I have. I kind of know when I get new things, and I'm like, brushes, you can get like a whole new set for $15. You don't have to get super expensive ones. And I just chuck everything after 6 months because, just oils and other things that build up, and ridding yourself of that. Because I know that I had a drawer that was so ridiculous. It was like jam-packed with makeup. And I was like, oh, hello, 1969. What did I buy? This lip gloss. It was so ridiculous. So I feel like simplification and streamlining things is going to be very helpful in this. And then you have this magical release of we don't need to be so attached to things, right? Especially if we're never going to use them. Also calling in your intentions for the day, for the week, and set a stronghold on that. I plan to eat very well this week. So, getting all those vegetables, getting all those things in the refrigerator to help out within that. So making your list, getting it ready, setting your intention for the day. Mine is to take it easy and focus on one thing at a time, photography, some writing, and some art, and then just going with that. So that is your daily pop, you guys. Love and light.